But we are set to go racing. We are sideways, and we are at Red Bud. Right in the middle of the screen, number 22 on the Yamaha, Chad Reed just hooking up the bike perfectly, and he will pick up the whole shot here in Moto number 1.
Unbelievable for a two-stroke to get the whole shot. As deep as that start was plowed, you expect to see a lot more four-strokes up front. LaRocco getting a great start. Maybe the lightweight, I don't know what's going on right there, but that definitely was a surprise.
Ricky Carmichael is sitting in 4th place right now, and his nemesis from the Supercross Series, Chad Reed, is your leader. And Reed, David, looks just on fire. Here's what we expected to see through him throughout the year, and it seems like it's taken him 5 or 6 rounds to really get a feel of the motocross tracks. Here he is today getting the whole shot and going out in Moto number 1.
Looking excellent right now. Already got a little cushion. You see a couple riders back there before you get to Carmichael. That's going to help him pull away. Of course, one of those being Kevin Windham doesn't help that much, but as long as there's a rider between Reed and Windham and Ricky, Reed should be able to break free a little bit. Just hopefully establish some kind of a rhythm before they can get on his tail, and the reason I sound confident they're going to do that is because they've been able to do it so far this season every time. Windham's already through. Carmichael follows him. Clark Stiles is like, what did just happen there?
So right now, as we get things started here in Moto number 1, number 22, Chad Reed is your leader. Number 14 on the Honda, Kevin Windham is in 2nd. And number 4, Ricky Carmichael, the defending champ, now sits in 3rd.
Yeah, really getting a lot of air off that big tunnel jump now, moving the landing out a little farther. Great place for the spectators to watch, and although the track is deep, you just saw a little bit of it there. Kevin found some. It looks like it's in great condition. I mean, we've been so lucky with weather so far this in the outdoor season, with muddy tracks on Saturday and perfect tracks for racing on Sunday.
The humidity is high here in Buchanan, Michigan. The temperature is as well. Hydration certainly a key, and Kevin Windham is just firing it up on that 4-stroke. Ricky Carmichael now starting to close in.
And you think that Kevin and Chad would just love for once to have Ricky buried back at about 17th place, just be able to ride up front for a little while without all the nerves and the pressure and the antagonizing 250 sound, because he's just all over the clutch in the corners. There's no mistake. When Carmichael's behind you, you know it's him.
Ricky Carmichael choosing the same line right now, ironically, as Kevin Windham. Kevin on the big 4-stroke. And Stefan Roncada, Suzuki's hopes the 250 has gone down and out. It looks like he has suffered a serious injury in his mouth. I hope his teeth are all still there.
Well, he got all mixed up off the start. I couldn't tell who it was, but it looked like right away. Maybe a KTM rider got together, so he didn't even make it to the first turn.
As they come into the corner, Chad Reed goes very wide, and Kevin Windham sees an opening, and he takes it. Can Carmichael get there as well? No. So it's Windham in 1st, Reed in 2nd, and Carmichael in 3rd. And look at Ricky. Here he comes again.
That's a pretty big miscue by Chad Reed to go that wide. He almost let Ricky by as well, set that up.
Everyone getting a tear off, and it is Windham in 1st, Carmichael in 2nd, and Chad Reed. Oh, how his fortunes have changed. He went from 1st to 3rd, David, in a matter of 50 yards.
You know, it's almost, you know it.
So Kevin Windham continues to lead, Ricky Carmichael right behind him, and they're starting to put a serious gap on Chad Reed, which surprises me because Chad looks so good and Windham goes down. Kevin Windham gets out into soft stuff, and that front wheel, David, just washes out on him.
And here comes Chad, who was already, that's how much time they had gained on Chad already. Now remember Glen Helen opener when, well, he got it fired up quick. See what happens here. He's aiming for that outside rut. I think he's going to lean into the corner too soon. He doesn't have anything to hold, and boom, nice soft little fall. The bike should be fine from that, but now Carmichael's got about a 10-second lead, and Kevin's got about...
And we welcome you back to Red Bud. This is round number 6, Scott USA National. Your leader in Moto number 1 is Ricky Carmichael. Chad Reed got the whole shot. Kevin Windham had the lead for a while until he went down, and now it is all Carmichael. As we go back in the pack...
Much he could do. He couldn't move over on the track right there to block the line because of the...
Chad Reed, he had the whole shot, relinquished the lead to Carmichael and Windham went down on that corner, and look at this. Windham comes back, redeems himself, gets 2nd place. Chad Reed shuffled back to 3rd.
Chad's not thinking right. You know, the move he made to go to third was bad, and that one was even worse. Well, you hear everybody talking about how important the start is now. Ricky told us at the top of the show, we're going to need a start. And once again, he gets a start. Tim Ferry doesn't. Timmy might be able to run the pace of Ricky if he were up there, but he's not going to get that chance. So Ricky just seems to always be in the right place where he needs to be. He's got a better game plan, and you know, it's not that he sticks to it. Everybody would like to stick to it, but Ricky's able to stick to it because he's just programmed that way. He just seems like he had to do a lot more work than Ricky had to do. Ricky had a different type of workload. It was get by Chad Reed and Windham, and they both made it easy on him. So he's been able to cruise, which is real important. As hot and humid as it is, he's going to have a lot left for the second moto as he's able to cruise this last lap.
White flag is out. Ricky Carmichael, your leader on the final lap, and I hate to say it, but this looks like a walk in the park for him. He's looking around, making sure no one's near him, probably wondering where everyone is.
Well, he's probably looking to see who's going to get second. He's been doing that a lot. You get a big lead, just look around and see who's going to pick up second and go, okay, so let's see. He gets second, he gets third. Okay, so now my points lead is this. That goes through your mind when you're out there.
Ricky Carmichael is on his way to an easy victory here in Moto number 1. Little dicey at first. Chad Reed got the whole shot. He had some problems. Kevin Windham took over the lead. Kevin Windham went down as his front tire washed out. And Ricky Carmichael, as we said before, David, right place at the right time. And here he is again, Carmichael, number 4 out of Florida, on board the Honda, riding for Fox, Oakley, and a lot of other good people have put him there. But Ricky Carmichael has the God-given talent to do what he's doing out here, and he has just been dominating.
Yeah. You know, the thing about Ricky is that when you watch him ride, it's not like watching Stewart or Windham. I mean, yeah, he'll even admit, he goes, no, those guys are better than me, you know, but it's desire. His discipline and his commitment to his training program and to his practice routine, whether he feels good or not, he always gets the job done, and obviously with a touch more intensity. So when he comes to the race, he's able to turn up the heat. The other guys make mistakes. They can't handle it. They can't run the pace, and you end up with riders that join him on the podium that are just happy to be on the podium. He's not happy to be on the podium unless he's in first place. That's the difference.
A lot of similarities between Ricky Carmichael and Lance Armstrong. The intensity and the desire to win. Ricky said earlier in Racer X magazine, he has no desire to find out what the feeling is of taking second, third, or even losing. He wants the checkered flag, and that's exactly going to play out. The track is rutted. They are set to go racing. Everyone's looking for that big hole shot.
LaRocco tried to jump it, and he got a bad reaction as a result. I would keep an eye on Tim Ferry this time. If he gets a better start, he's fast.
And the worst possible scenario for everyone, number 4, Ricky Carmichael gets the whole shot. And look at this. He already has a lead with Kevin Windham in tow. And number 24, Ernesto Fonseca. Ezra Lusk dives in, so it's Lusk now sits in third.
Yeah, I was going to say much better start for Fonseca this time. 3 Hondas up front. But he gets shuffled back a couple spots right there. Now Ricky... See, those guys protect that inside. Lusk going way wide right there. He didn't have anybody breathing down his neck, though. He could afford to go out a little wider.
So Ricky Carmichael out of Havana, Florida, riding for Honda, Fox, and Oakley and Dunlop, takes the lead. He is your winner of Moto number 1, looking to make a clean sweep and go 1-1 here. Kevin Windham, though, is right behind him. He's on that powerful 4-stroke. That Honda looks very good out here at Red Bud. Wyndham's going to have a tough time, though, reeling in the defending champ.
You know, he's gone with some new white gear to try to keep a little bit cooler. Look how fast Kevin went into that corner. He didn't even look like he really planned on making the berm, but he laid it over and got in there anyway. He says, hey, I got to run the pace. If I go down, I go down. I love that attitude. I mean, that's what you have to be willing to do. Lusk, beautiful line up that.
They cannot get it kicked over. Ricky Carmichael continues to lead. This is the battle for first. Here comes Windham. Hard charging on the outside, using all of that 4-stroke. Behind him, it's Yogi, Ezra Lusk in third, and David Billiman sits in fourth. But this is a great battle. I know the folks at Honda want to keep both these guys safe, but for the sport of motocross, nothing better than Kevin Windham pushing Ricky Carmichael to the limit.
Well, usually when you have that happen, they run away from third place. And then no matter what, they're going to get a second. That's going to be good for the points title. You're looking at 1 and 2 right here. And I'm surprised. Actually, it looked like Windham had that hole shot, and Ricky just stole it from him in the first corner. That tells you how fast that 250 is, because I've talked to Kevin about his bike. He's like, you know, A 250 stock bike to a work bike is a lot of difference. And he goes, when I first rode a 450 Honda, I thought, they can't make it that much better. And he goes, it is so much better, and Ricky's is better than that.
There's your running order. Back to Red Bud.
That car in half.
Meanwhile, back to Kurt racing action here in Moto number 2. Your leader continues to be Ricky Carmichael. Kevin Windham sits in second. And the pack is just bundled up. As opposed to Moto number 1, David, where they're all spread out. Everyone seems to be staying together, staying in the top 10. There's Ernesto Fonseca, number 24, the Honda rider, trying to close in on number 22, Yamaha's Chad Reed.
Chad smoking around the inside of that sweeper back up in the field there to put a little gap on himself and Fonseca. Looks like he's riding hard, just not up near the front any time, so we haven't seen him that much. But I think now, with that break they had after Bud's Creek coming into this round, his fitness is back where it belongs, his confidence is come along with it, and you start seeing him up front more.
Back to the front we go. Ricky Carmichael, your leader, but Kevin Windham on board the Honda is right behind him, whether it's the new white gear or what, looking very good. Here's the pass one more time as we take a look at David Villeman on the inside line, getting around Ezra Luss. That's number 12 on the Yamaha, Luss number 11 on the Kawasaki. And Ricky Carmichael is out in front, and he has put on some distance, and Kevin Windham may have gone down because he is nowhere in sight now.
All it takes is a little mistake. I don't think Kevin went down. You see him back there. A couple mistakes, and that's what happens when Carmichael's in front of him.
Ricky Carmichael, your leader. Back to Red Bud in just a moment.
Drop these guys. I'm really impressed with what Villeman's been able to do lap time-wise. The fastest rider on the track right now. And heat is usually his problem.
And look at that. Mike LaRocco just bounces right in front of Timmy Ferry. So LaRocco has moved up to 4th. Tim Ferry in 5th. And as David pointed out, the Cobra, David Villeman, sits in 3rd behind Windham and Ricky Carmichael.
This is a good fight. Timmy not really doing anything wrong there, but he did get kind of landed into the face of that last jump. Kind of abrupt, but he already knew LaRocco was coming on the inside of him, so he was trying to set up and maybe get back underneath him. As Carmichael does his own version of spectating.
Is this a parade lap or is this just Honda R&D? Because they've got the Hondas out 1 and 2. They got a little testing on the 2-stroke, a little testing on the 4-stroke. And by the way, we'll pick up a checkered flag.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, when you see Ricky on the weekend, you only see about maybe 25% of what he's got. You know, he's just riding around. It's very routine. And about 25% of the weekend, you'll see him get in a hurry. And after that, he goes back into cruise control, goes home, and rides a lot harder than what we see on the weekend. That's why this stuff on Sunday is so easy for him and such a routine.
Nice, easy day for Mr. Gosler. He just takes it all in. No need to write anything on that pit board. Number 4 knows exactly what to do. So Ricky Carmichael puts it on cruise control and just lights up the track here at Red Bud. Picking up his 5th victory at this historic track. You know, we've run out of superlatives, David. He is just making it look too easy.
You know, the thing about Ricky is the momentum, and, you know, he expects to win, and the guys that are running in 2nd and 3rd almost expect to be 2nd and 3rd. And if they can beat Ricky somehow, they act like they just won the championship. And then Ricky comes back out in the next moto and beats him again and quiets all that back down. So I don't know. I'm glad I'm not racing against him, I guess.
Carmichael doing a little rehearsal possibly for the freestyle tour as he brings it through, giving the fans here at Red Bud a little taste of what it's like to be number 1 in the world. Ricky Carmichael will be your winner in Moto number 2, picking up the victory in Moto number 1. So it's a clean sweep for the young man from Havana, Florida. Ricky Carmichael, your winner. Don't forget.